Hello guys and welcome back. We are doing quite a fun session today. Um, I'll do a quick recap. Um, we'll do a quick recap of what's happened so far. Straight away I noticed that the widget for the score is slightly off, so I need to fix that. So in the distance you can see the wolf AI that we've got. I'll show you the mechanics we've got. We've got the score system functioning. So we go through that. Adds to the score. And then over here we've got the key. We've got highlighting on the items. We have the hut. I need to do the note over there. We've got a light switch. We have a torch. And we've got some batteries. So we can now press T to do our torch. And over here, this needs some work on. I need to do an integer for log pickups. Need 10 of those and the tinder bag over there to be able to light a fire. So this is a little puzzle. There's going to be a cave with 3 of these relics. They have to be deposited into this, and when they're deposited, there's a strange thing going on with this panel. So there's a glass panel on the front, but it's very strange. It's creating a very peculiar effect, and I don't know why that is. So I might not have glass as the front there. I might have like a semi-transparent thing. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, this is a depository. The player has to pick up a number of these. Don't know why. It's a little bit tricky. So you put them through here, and it basically adds to the integer. And there's a little box inside here. Put 3 in, and then that opens, and then we get the tinder bag, which has firelighting materials. So when the player has the tinder bag and 10 logs, they will then be able to light a campfire that's going to be here. So I can test this today as well. It won't take too long to set up. So what I wanted to do, if I just show you what happens with the wolf, we basically lose life on our health bar, and then if you go over here, we can regain health, but nothing happens when the player's health reaches 0. So we need to create something to control that, which I've been meaning to do for a while. I have I call it the Blueprint Bible. It's a really big book by Marcus Romero and Brendan Sewell. And I've got a section here about showing the lose screen. So it's basically a custom event, but on the next page is the blueprint, which is event any damage. So I'm not sure if this is going to conflict with what I've currently got. So if I show you, this is all I've got at the moment to do with the health. So when the player overlaps this, his health is reduced by 10%. If he picks up a health, he gets 25% health back. So I need to do something that's called event any damage, and this is what I've not really played with, and I don't know if the way I've currently got the health system set up is the correct way. So I haven't currently got a widget created for the player death screen, but I've already got a pause menu widget. So what I might do is play around with the health quickly and just test if I can get it so when the player's health equals 0, we pause the game and display the pause menu widget. Whereas when I actually make the widget for the death screen, that will basically be the player's death. So this is just to see if this blueprint I've got in front of me on the book is going to conflict with what I've got here. Because I've not played with it's an event any damage, so I'm going to put this here. Event when this actor takes any damage. Okay. What does that... Oh, right, okay, on this server, that's why it's a picture of a server type icon. Okay, so we need to set health. Hold on. Max health is 100. Okay. Right, so we need to set health. We've got something called a max. Not used this one before. And then we need to get health. We do a minus pin or subtract. So this plugs into there, and then the execute pin or the return value goes to here. And then we put in nearly equal float. Alright, and then we do a branch, and then the condition is that and then I'm just gonna for the moment we're just gonna say set game paused, create widget, and we're just going to do the pause menu, add to viewport. So that should mean when the player's health equals 0, so if A is nearly equal to B, A being this, which is up here, then we pause the game. So this is basically, what this is going to do is, it's basically saying if the player's health is 0, and that's true, we pause the game. We create the widget we're temporarily using, which is the pause menu. We add to viewport. So we're going to get our health down to 0 and test that. Fingers crossed, guys. Let's hope this works. Come on, Wolfie. Okay. So that didn't work. But I followed everything on this blueprint. So read the variable of health. Returns the maximum value of A plus B. Set the health. I think I need to clamp the value. I think the value must have been, it might have possibly, no, because the wolf does 10% damage and the value of the health bar should be 1. Right. Okay, give me 1 second. It's gonna be a puzzle. I love a challenge. Let me just have a sip of my coffee. This is a bit of a puzzle, guys. Right, so it's saying here there's a chapter 8, creating constraints and gameplay objectives. So if I just skip to chapter 8, bear with me. Draining and regenerating stamina, preventing firing actions when out of ammo, creating collectible objects, setting a gameplay win condition. So chapter 8 is 180. So what I'm going to do because I followed the Unreal Engine's like official documentation on the health bar. That's how I got the health bar set up. So that's to do with ammo. I'm sorry about this, guys. I know that nothing's happening on the screen, but I'm looking through the physical book here. And let me go back. All right, let me go back to this. So why would I be casting? Why would I be casting to their blueprint? Because I have a feeling I'm going to test something here, guys. 'Cause I've not. I don't think we need to change this. I've not played with this before, so I'm thinking the event actor begins overlap. hurts the specified actor with generic damage. So damaged actor would be the blueprint of myself. The base damage would be 1. Controller that was responsible. I want to try and figure this out without looking at the book, because it's nice to try and figure it out. I've got quite a few hours now in the Unreal Engine, so I'm thinking if I unplug this, so I retain this, so if I just shift this up out of the way for the second, and then if we bring this here, so we're saying in the event the actor begins overlap, right, so if we're going to say 0.1 damage, the damaged actor Hmm. One second. I've not done a raise yet. I don't want to mess with that. I think what we need to do, because it's going to want something going into the other actor, so if I do BP Why do I not have a blueprint for the enemy? Right, so we're saying right, so it's saying in the event that the enemy character is overlapped, we apply damage of 10% to the player and we set the health. So this has been unplugged. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Oh! Oh! Okay. Right, I haven't got my mouse. But that seems to have worked. Like, okay. Why did it do... Right. That did a ridiculous amount of damage. Hold on. The base damage is 1. Set the health. Base damage to apply. Because this isn't functioning at the minute. This isn't doing anything. So I think this... I think this is conflicting. So if I just temporarily unplug that and just test this, because with this, the event any damage, theoretically, we just want to... yeah, I'm just going to unplug that. So this, at the moment, should be the only thing that's affecting health. So if I just test that. Why is it doing so much? The health is at 1. The base damage is doing 0.1. Health minus maximum value. I feel like we're getting somewhere though. I feel like we're making slow progress. I'll have a sip of my coffee. See, the way I had this before was just up here, guys. I just had this. Whereas that's just saying affect the float, but now there is actually an event for applying damage. Well, function. Not a function, sorry. Yeah, the function, yeah, for applying damage, and then event any damage. So, what is going on here? If I just do 0.5, I'm going to see what happens. Like, is that going to reduce half of the player's health when he comes into contact with the wolf? Yes. And then if I set that to 1, that should mean that insta-death. I think I know what's happening. I think I know what's happening. So if I say 0.4 damage, that should make the health bar 0.4. Watch. Yeah. Okay, so what's happening here is when we overlap with the wolf basically sets a health to that instead of deducting from the existing health bar. So, we don't want to set the health based on that, because I think what it's doing is it's saying we apply the damage and then we set it to whatever that value is, whereas we want to deduct. So it's kind of like we want to get the health and then deduct. I think that's what we need to do here. So, I think I know what I need to do. So I need to get the health. I need to get the health. And then I think we need to deduct. So that right, so what that's saying, that should, it returns that value, it gets the health. So subtraction A minus B. Well, we don't want to, hold on, 0.4 minus 1. We don't want to do that. We want to, I think we need to change the way those are plugged in. So we basically right, so basically what we're saying is here is subtract A from B. So A, which is this, the A variable float. So we're getting our health, and then we're deducting this from the health, and then we're setting the health. That should work. So I'm going to do this on a value of 0.2. So what should happen is a fifth of the health bar should deplete every time we make contact with Wolfie. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Baby! Yes! Yes! I did it! So we're saying on the event overlap with the character, we apply damage. Now, if I have more than one character or traps or hazards, I can create a sequence which allows multiple pins. So it's basically saying if they overlap with this, 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 or this, and this is what happens. So we now have this working correctly. I can test this again. If I do 0.5, so half of the health bar, and if I just put myself here, boom, we lost half our health bar. Boom. No errors. So now I don't understand what is going on with this, because if I plug this back in as it was, we'll see if that works. So I'm going to change this to 0.25, which is a quarter. So that's 4 hits from the wolf, and then we're dead. Let's give it a go. Hey, Wolfie. What? Whoa! Okay. That was a bit worrying. I don't think... Right, I'm gonna test something here, because this just seems, I don't know. I'm gonna test something. I'm gonna get the health. If A is nearly equal to 0, then we pause the game. That whole thing that I just put in based on this book I've got in front of me, that just, I don't know, it didn't seem right. I'm actually going to move this up there. We're just going to move this there. Right, so what we're saying is, in the event there's any damage, we're checking the condition of the health, and if it's equal to 0, we pause the game, we draw the widget. So let's see if that works. So at the moment, Wolfie should be dealing 25. Let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. So why did... That's interesting. So I'll just show you that again. Two, 3, 4. We want to clamp that value, guys. Because over here, we're saying that it can't go above or beyond. So I feel like I need to get up. I need to get up. I'm just going to quickly get up the documentation for the Unreal 5, the official stuff I followed for making the health bar. I'm just whizzing through this, guys. Where am I getting this max health from? Like, I literally... Where did I... Why... I don't know why I had that max health in there. It must have been a separate thing I was following. It's a bit of a mystery, I'm not going to lie. Okay. So we got rid of that max health thing. So what we want to say is... I think we get the health. The value is that. The minimum value is 0 and the maximum is 1. So that goes in there. What is going on here, guys? 1 second. Right. So we're getting the health and we're clamping the health. So basically we're saying it can't go above 1 or below 0. So we're going to have that here. I'm just going to move this along here. Move this up there. We're going to plug this into there. Put that up there. And we're going to tidy this up. We're going to have that here. Okay. So what we're saying is when we overlap with the enemy, we apply a quarter of our damage. We read the current health and we restrict it so it can't go below 0, can't go above 1. And then we deduct this value from the current health. And then we set the current health. And then over here, we're saying if... I don't know why it's saying equal, because I've clamped the value. I feel like it just needs to be equal. If it equals 0, then well, I don't know why nearly equal has been used. This is what the book's saying, but I'm not saying I know it all, but in my head I'm like, why has it been done that way? So I think that looks good to me. There's no errors with the blueprint, so let's test it. So Wolfie does a quarter of our health bar damage. In the event the health equals 0, we pause the game. Let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so why I have to physically overlap him again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So why is it then taking another collision when my health is already on 0 for that to pop up? It's functioning, but... I think it's to do with this. Because I obviously unplugged. Can we get health? Like, would that work? But I don't want to be setting the health. But this is what I'm struggling with. Right, I'm just trying to understand the flow here, because to me, we have two conflicting things here. Both. This one is saying apply the damage. That's working correctly. But then... I'm going to figure this out. Because this is... yeah, it's pretty good. Sorry, one sec. I just need to put my lamp on. 1 minute, guys. I'm thinking what I might try doing Right, I think I know what's going on here. I think this bit isn't relevant. I think that was all we needed. So we're saying on overlap with the wolf, apply 25 damage to the player. So then, with this out of the picture, if I just plug that back in. Right, so set the health. So we need a max float. Subtract. Get player health. Any damage. So, which is the health. So that's basically saying in the event there's any damage, that damage, we go to the health of the player, we check it, and then we deduct the damage from the health. The maximum value of A and B. And then we set the health. Right, and then, right, so if we ignore these are connected at the minute, if we ignore these two links, in the event there's any damage, we get the health, we deduct the damage from the health, we get the maximum value. Of the health. And then we set it. And then we're checking if the health equals 0, then we pause the game. $25, $25, $25. Yes! Yes! Victory! Yes, baby. That is how we do it. Oh, Mike. Bravo. Bravo. Oh, that's beautiful. Right, let's test the health pickup. 1, 2. Oh, give me my drumsticks, baby. Oh. 1, Hold on. Why is that not adding to the health? Why are my drummy sticks not adding to my health? Oh! Oh, it's because they're not plugged in, you pillock. Do we need to clamp the value? Providing that my values are... Right. I think I can now do this. So that goes into that. That goes into that. So basically here we're saying that the health pickup will not allow us to add to the health above the value of 1. So we kind of need to make sure then that our incremental damages from the enemies and traps are maybe in values of 10. Oh, I don't know actually. Because what you what you have to think about is or we just do a clamp on this section here. And I know how to do the clamps. So let's give this a test. So what we've got here is we're saying the wolf deals 25 damage. We're saying the wolf deals 25, the fruit heals 25. We're clamping the fruit. I'm calling it fruit because I don't know why I'm calling it fruit. It's a drumstick. But we're basically saying we can't overheal. So we could have something to say if our health is at full life. I guess you could do a check. Like, it would make sense to do that actually. Let me just test that. If I do a branch, okay, hold on. So what I'm saying here, let me just get up the BP health. On event act to begin. Right, so in the event the fruit clashes with the character, it gets destroyed. So we kill the object when it's overlapped. And then in here, separately, we're saying when we overlap with fruit, we add to the health. So the condition I wanted to have in here is, hold on. We want to get the player health. Get the player health. And we want to say if it's equal to, if player health equals 1, which is max health, that's the condition. So we're saying in the event that we come into contact with a drumstick, we're checking if our health is 1. If the value is true, we don't want to destroy it. So so what we want to do then, right, I know what I'm doing here. Because basically we've got two separate instances. We've got one where the drumstick gets destroyed on collection, and then we have the instance where the player comes into contact with it, it will add to the health. So what we want to say, if our health is full, and that's true, we do nothing. If it's false and our health is below 1, then we add 25 to the health. Okay? So now that we've got that, we need to do the same in the blueprint for the health. In the event we overlap with first person character, we're going to do a branch, and we're going to get hold on. Yeah, get health. And then if we just yeah, okay, so we need to copy this. And then that goes in there. So basically, we're saying in the event we come into in the event the chicken touches the player, we get the health variable. If it equals 1, we do nothing. If it's below 1, i.e. false, we destroy the drumstick. I believe that is correct. So let's test it, baby. So I'll spawn over here. So my health is full. Oh. Right, so I can't touch the drumstick. It's not disappearing. Okay. So that is still there. So now if I touch the wolf, Wolfie touches me. We've taken 25 damage. Okay, it didn't destroy itself. Why not? Why did you not destroy yourself? That bit worked correctly. I'll tell you what. If I plug that in there, right. I guess I could temporarily close that because that's the only thing to do with the health. So I've unpinned that, so that's not going to do anything. But in here, we're saying in the event the players blah de blah de blah, we add. Let's test that. Right, we can't go over it. Let's take some damage. Taken 25 damage. Now the drumstick should disappear. Yes! Yes! Excellent. Hey, Wolfie. Come on. Come on, Wolfie. Oh, I wasn't paying attention there. I do apologise. Right, so just to test again. Our drumsticks stay there if we're full health. Then if we take some damage like that, our drumsticks replenish life and they disappear. And then Wolfie deals 4 instances of damage, bringing us to 0. Boom, baby! That is how we roll. Yes! Oh, God, that feels so good. Okay, so I can clear off this thing I had in the health. So I can close that. I've literally sorted my thing. I'm so happy. It was that simple. So here, with the sequence, we basically say with the overlaps, you know, if we come into contact with the health, providing if the health is at max. Hold on. Yeah, if the health is at if the health is 100, like maximum health, we don't do anything. But if it's below 100, so it's false, we set our health, and to set the health, we read the current health value, and then we add 25, and then the drumstick gets destroyed. So basically, and we're clamping it so we can't overheal. So, and then here on the same overlap with the sequence with the wolf, he applies damage to the player of quarter his health bar. And then down here, this is the event of any damage. I feel like that, I know this is going to be long, but it's annoying me that that's just up there. So I'm going to have that nice and neat because I think I have OCD. just how I like it, nice and organised. Okay, so in the event there's any damage, we get the health, we deduct the damage. It's got the maximum value of A and B. We set the health. If the health is 0, and that's true, we pause the game, we do the widget, we add to viewport. So I'm very happy with that. So the way I was doing the health before was wrong, because this whole instance thing with damage, the way I was doing it was just on the, it was on the overlap, but what I was missing was this apply damage function. So it's that simple. That's not that complicated at all. And if we have more than one object, so for example, when I add my traps to the game, I can add a trap on here. So we cast to the trap, and then we say, you know, in the event that the player overlaps with Pitfall, we apply damage of 100, they die, and again, you know, we've got this branch. I don't think you can plug in multiple branches. Oh, you can. That's interesting. Oh, no, you can't. Sorry. Okay. I'll just have to test that again, because that was really exciting, guys. Where's Wolfie? Oh. Boom. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with how much progress has been made here, guys, because we've got, you know, a lot of features working. I am so happy that I've got this health bar done. So so I think I'm gonna label this one as, because obviously on here I need to change this the widget to a def screen, so we need to add a def screen. So I've already got a couple of widgets in existence. The pause menu, for example, can be adjusted to a def menu. Now, what we want to do, we need to have a separate widget for the def and a separate widget for the end screen. So on player def, oh, that's to do with checkpoints. Oh God. Right, hold on. I'm just having a look at my criteria here. I've got my because this whole thing's a uni project, so I'm just having a look at my list of what needs to be done. Interest allow for playing display. When the player dies, they have an option to return to last objective completed instead of restarting the game. Okay, so let me write this down. So on the player def screen, we want to have a message, you died. Something like you died. And then the options we want to have is last checkpoint, maybe? Last checkpoint, main menu, exit. Maybe? Retry last checkpoint or last checkpoint. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna call it there, guys. Just for a second. I just need to take a quick break. Um, but I'm very very happy with what we've done here. It's actually good as well because sometimes the stream titles are saying like, um, the stream titles will have a number of things that I'm covering, but that doesn't cover for like if I need a break or food or anything like that. So if I end the stream there, then that covers the health and player death. So I'm really happy. Like, look how simple that was. It's not that complicated at all. Really straightforward, to be honest. So yeah, I'm gonna call it there. I'll be back in 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and then I might do. I might look into this checkpoint system because I've got it in front of me on paper to do with loading and saving the game. So, um, so yeah, I think that'll be pretty good to do. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Give us a follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube if you want. Thanks for watching. I hope it's been very useful to you because this it's so good when you get something working like this. Every little thing you do is a little mini achievement and it's awesome. So I'll be back in 15 and we will potentially be doing the save and load states. So, and I will also design the widget for the death screen, which is going to be different to the win screen because the death screen is going to be, well, if the player dies before completing the game and if they've passed through a checkpoint, then they have the option to do so. We also need to have an option for like to be grayed out. So it's kind of like you need a condition to say if there is a checkpoint kind of activated or a save file, save state there, then the option is like grey or white. So we might need to lower the opacity of that text box to show that, there's the option to load it or not load it. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon, guys.